I'm Susan Rushton, and this is Lifelong English Major. I am a lifelong English major, and therefore I love books and reading and words and writers and libraries and people involved with libraries. That's why I'm doing this Lifelong English Major show. My guest is Linda Yaffe, and she is in charge of. You are with the literacy?
I am current president of the Literacy
the
Support
current
Council.
president of Literacy Support Council of Placer County, which, and I think that means you promote Placer Adult Literacy Service.
That is correct.
Okay.
We're like a Friends of the Library, but for literacy throughout the county. So whether you're in Granite Bay or Tahoe City, you will benefit from the funds from Literacy Support Council.
Yes, okay. And we are here partly because we love literacy and libraries, and partly because, well, of course, there we are. Here we are. We love books. We love being able to read. We love reading. And there seems to be some problems with the with libraries not getting money anymore. So tell me so we need to share that?
There are no longer any federal funds coming to public libraries anywhere in the United States. And if you want to learn more about that or sign the petition and pass along the information to other people, just go to everylibrary.com. That's one word, everylibrary.org. Sign the petition and forward the information, contact your legislators, because an executive order closed the IMLS, and that's the Institute of Museums and Library Science. That's the only source of federal money for public museums and libraries throughout the United States. That has ended. All grants that were in process have ended. So that's why it's more important than ever. Sign that petition and contact your elected representatives, yes, and tell them that you want money restored to libraries.
And you see how fiery we are. Libraries are vital. Libraries are vital. They need help, and because they help the community. The communities need libraries. Okay, so what is the Library Support Group?
Okay, Literacy Support Council of Placer County came about 34 years ago because the governor of California wisely in 1985,
okay,
they gave a grant to every single county library in California to start a literacy program for adults, for people who needed help reading or to start from square one and learn English. Yeah. And so that was a 5-year grant. Getting near the end of that 5-year grant, the current librarian at that time, Dorothy Sanborn, wisely came to the tutors, the volunteer tutors who were working with people at that time through the library program, and said, look, you've got to get incorporated, become a 501c3, and help out so that you can buy the materials for this program. We continue to do that to this day. We buy excellent, top quality curriculum through the library to help adults learn to read or start from square one and learn English. And the materials are excellent, absolutely wonderful. They work for a variety of different people. I've used them myself because I've been a tutor since 1999. And now, today, not only is there tutoring through the library, but the library also is doing outreach at Acres of Hope in Auburn, for example. They're sending a librarian to Acres of Hope they're doing an educational, kind of a supercharged story time for the moms and their kids. So that they can all improve their skills together through books, games, wonderful story times, crafts. They bring little snacks. I think that's a fabulous program. So this year we gave the library $15,000 to continue that program.
That's
at
wonderful.
Acres of Hope. That's the kind of thing that is so important. The other way we spend money, for example, among many other ways, this year we gave $15,000 to the library for improvement at the learning centers. I'm sure you've noticed that the Auburn Library, the Rockland Library, the Granite Bay Library have learning centers. They're oval cases with materials that anyone can check out and take home, like family literacy kits. I love the family literacy kits.
What is that?
Let me talk about that.
Okay.
Everyone can learn together. So let's say the caretaker, whether it's mom, dad, uncle, nanny, who may not have great skills themselves, they get in the kit a book plus a manipulative device that relates to the book. So it's like toys that relate to the book.
Yeah.
So they're playing, reading, and moving around the little manipulative devices and learning together.
Okay.
As family literacy.
And it's so that means they're getting right. They're learning to read better.
Yes.
They're learning to read and learning to read better.
Yes.
But so what? What is it about reading?
Well, I can tell you, having worked with many adults learning to read better, the more words you know, the more words you own, the more words you understand and can use, the clearer your thinking, the better your critical thinking, the better your choices in life, just from words.
Yes. You hear how gosh, you're just perfect. I'm so happy you're here. You're so happy you're
to be
here.
Love to talk about this.
Yes, because the idea of libraries not getting money, for some reason, somebody's. I have heard somewhere that if you want to find something out, here's your phone. All you have to do is get into your phone. No, that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. And the idea of not being able to be in a place surrounded by books.
Yes. And wonderful staff who can show you how to find things, who can suggest materials for you. And for that matter, if you enjoy reading on an electronic device, they will show you how to set up the device so you can get free materials from the library and don't have to buy them.
Yes. Yes. Okay. If you don't want to buy them.
Yes.
Yeah. So how many? So I'm aware that the Adult Literacy Service helps people learn to read.
That's absolutely right.
How do you do that?
Well, you know, it shouldn't be, but it's embarrassing when you need help with literacy. It's embarrassing to say,
Yes,
I can't read very well. People often will say, I can read, but I have problems with spelling. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll deal with that. Anyone in Placer County, or even outside of the county, you can come over from Sacramento County and walk into any Placer County library or call any Placer County library and say, I need some help with reading and writing. They will talk, whether they're in person or on the phone. Each library in the county has a library literacy specialist who is trained to work with these people who need help. They will be treated gently, respectfully, kindly. They will be paired with a volunteer tutor like me, and they'll meet at the library. A typical learner-tutor pair meets for about an hour and a half once a week. So it's a small job. It's not a great, huge, demanding job to work with someone.
Yes.
And as long as they need. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's longer.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to tell you about my friend Mary.
Oh, good.
Mary grew up in this area in a Spanish-speaking household. They were ranchers in the Newcastle area.
Mm-hmm.
They worked hard, wonderful family, but only Spanish was spoken at home.
Mm-hmm.
So right away off the bat, she was behind in school, continued to stay behind. Finally, she's in her 40s, unhappy marriage, children, and is reading at a 3rd grade level.
Mm.
So she couldn't get ahead and get
Yeah.
a better job because she's
couldn't help her
she's
kids
so
either.
bright
Yeah.
and has so much to offer. So she heard there's free help at the library. She came in, worked with a tutor for about, I think it was about a year and a half. She brought her skills up so much in that time and her confidence. She said it's mostly about esteem, self-esteem. You feel so foolish and stupid when you can't read well. So bringing that up to where you feel, I can do something. She went to Sierra College, she got an AA degree,
Wow.
and after that, she got a job with the Placer County Executive's Office.
Wow.
A good job, reviewing contracts, fine print.
Yeah.
I mean, a job that would be hard for us to
Yes,
do.
yes, yes.
And then, I love this, full circle, she wanted to pay back, so she became treasurer of the Literacy Support Council for 2 terms.
That's wonderful.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yes, 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 yes,
Success story.
yes. And I understand the difficulty of learning English. English is a ridiculous language. I have fly and sigh. F-L-Y, fly, S-I-G-H, sig. What? What? Wait a minute. What about thumb? Thumb. English is a ridiculous language.
It has 3 times as many words as any other language in the world. 3 times as
Wow.
many, because Big Beautiful English has taken words from everywhere.
Yes, yes.
Stoop is Dutch. Shampoo is Hindi. We have words from every language, of course, many from French.
Yes, yes.
After the Norman Conquest,
Yes.
but they're from all over, and it's constantly changing.
Yes.
And the good part is, people all over the world love English, and when they're given a choice, in high schools in Europe, you English is mandatory. You take English, but you have a choice: British English or American. Guess what they choose? American.
Oh my. Okay, yeah. I work with sight reducers.
Excellent.
And my first year, I was with kids whose parents were usually who spoke Spanish,
Yes.
and Spanish doesn't have W very often.
That's right.
And it was tough for these kids.
Yes.
And so you guys, I finally realized that they weren't used to W. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough, but you'll get it, because that's what your head is going to be working on. And I think this is weird. I don't understand it, but here it is, and this is English, and I don't understand how we get this way, but how would I learn fly and sigh? I don't understand.
It's a tough trough.
It's a tough trough.
O-U-G-H. There's
Yes,
another
yes.
beauty.
Oh, tough trough, yes. It's just crazy, but it takes time. And so that's what people with the support group are doing, helping people, adults,
Yes.
and
Helping them enjoy
Yes.
looking up that new word
Yeah.
and making it their own.
Yes, and the idea that people would think that it doesn't make sense to help libraries, it's appalling. So, if someone wants to help, what can one do?
It's just the same as if you needed help. You call or visit any Placer County library, and that same library literacy specialist, who is a trained librarian specifically for this, We'll talk to you, find out, are you bilingual? Maybe you'd be excellent for working with that type of student. They'll get your background, interview you, and then you will take a training. It's all online. It's a nationwide pro-literacy training. It's an excellent training because they actually show you a video of a tutor-learner pair meeting for the first time in a library. So it gives you an idea. It's not scary. What tone do you take? How do you handle this? And it's just wonderful. You have the brief social interaction, then you start working, and you perhaps give them some homework to take home, and then you meet them again the next week. Most tutor-learner pairs work for an hour and a half together. An hour isn't enough time. An hour and a half is just about right. So that's very typical. So it isn't a very time-consuming job, but is an extremely satisfying one.
Yeah, okay. And I can imagine being uncomfortable trying to learn English. Think I'm stupid. They're going to laugh at me.
Yes.
But that doesn't happen.
Absolutely not. You will be praised every 2 minutes. I guarantee it.
Why every 2 minutes?
Well, if someone, we never use the word no or wrong. Almost. Nearly there.
You're nearly there.
Similar word.
Okay.
And I love using a whiteboard.
Okay.
They can write things out, I can write things out, we can look at them. And I also love using, my learners often have been very tactile. So when you lay things out on the table that they can move around into the right order, very helpful.
Good.
It's
Okay.
almost like a game. It's
Yeah.
just friends playing a game.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this?
Since 1999.
Okay.
Yes.
And what got you started?
Well, when I moved to California 57 years ago, right after college, I was astounded to meet peers who were also college educated who couldn't read very well. And I learned that everyone where I grew up on the East Coast learned phonics right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
You were taught boy,
Uh-huh.
preschool even.
Uh-huh.
People here learn by memorizing words, not in every school district, but in many.
Okay.
So when you get to a word you don't know, you have no decoding mechanism.
Okay.
And that made me want to help.
Okay. Okay.
I believe in phonics. Phonics are wonderful. I don't care how long the word is. You chunk it out. You break it down.
Yeah.
You sound it out.
Okay.
And when you say it out loud, you've probably got it.
Okay. And the message I'm getting from you is that you're thrilled about doing this.
It's very satisfying work.
And what's the most satisfying part of it?
Well, I've gotten
there are several
gotten
things.
so much of value from my learners. I had a man who he always listened to the news and paid attention to the news. He was intellectually challenged, but he tried very hard to keep up with things. The morning after a State of the Union address decades ago, I said, "Did you hear the President's State of the Union last night? What did you think?" He said, "Yes." And then he thought for a minute and said, "He was wearing a nice tie, but he didn't say much." Oh, right to the heart. Best analysis of that speech I'd ever heard. It was a treading water, State of the Union.
Okay.
Oh, our brave soldiers, thank you, Mother, And he really analyzed that perfectly, wouldn't you say?
Okay. All right. So how long does it take if you want to help somebody with Placer Adult Literacy Service?
It depends on how long a waiting list. There might be no waiting list of prospective learners. There might be a long list. So that can go up and down all the time. The training that is done at your own pace online, as I said, is at least a few days.
Okay.
is quite comprehensive.
Is it hard to do?
It's challenging,
Uh-huh.
but in a good way.
Okay.
And they have wonderful examples of how to use these various techniques. It's all common sense. You have to understand how people learn. Do they learn by hearing, seeing, tactile? And then you work with that type of method. Then you are assigned a set of curriculum. The curriculum, as I said, is brand new, modern, very good for adults.
Okay.
It deals with adult problems. You can't give a 50-year-old Dick and Jane. No.
No.
These stories deal with people who are having a hard time paying their bills. They're looking for a job. They need help. That kind of story that hits home for them. So you work through your training, and then you're paired with a learner, and then you contact the learner and set up a time that's good for both of you. Make them feel comfortable and welcome. You meet at the library. And I am working with a learner now at the temporary Auburn Library location. And if folks haven't visited the Auburn Library location at DeWitt, I highly recommend it. They have a large selection of books and DVDs to check out. They have 2 librarians waiting to help you.
They're always thrilled.
It's almost like having your own personal librarian there. It's fabulous. And as I say, if you need help learning how to download electronics to your device, they'll set you up with that. They'll get you going. You can pick up your holds there. I have a whole stack there right now. I'm so happy. They're in the FAB, Financial Administration Building, which is the building where you can vote and pay your property taxes at DeWitt. So it's right off of Bell Road. There are book drops in the parking lot that are available 24/7. The library is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I recommend going in. If you go in on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday morning, you will see large children's programs going on.
Oh, neat.
So all the kids' programs are happening.
Okay.
The Adults Book Club is happening in the evenings there. And the Builders Club for Lego is going on there. So
Perfect.
they took a lobby and made something out of it.
Yes.
They did an amazing job, don't
That's
you think?
wonderful.
They did
Yes.
a great job. So highly recommend going there. If you stop by on a Thursday morning any week, I will be there with my learner, and we would love to say hi to you.
Neat. Good. Good. And so I would like to know, again, everylibrary.org.
Yes, one word, everylibrary.org. Sign the petition, contact your legislator, make a phone call, it's as simple as that, and then forward that material to everyone you know so that they can also sign the petition and contact their legislator.
To make libraries keep going.
Yes, we want that federal money to continue, please.
Yeah.
It's especially hurtful, Susan, for the small rural libraries.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, here in Placer County, that kind of thing provides the extras. But in a small rural county, it might be the basics.
Yeah.
Like any new material.
Sure. Yes. It's. I can't imagine my. I'm looking at Phil shaking his head. Oh no! Well, we have to have libraries. This is crazy, and we agree with him.
100%.
Good guy. So everylibrary.org. Well, you need to look at that.
They are a nonprofit located in the Midwest, and they are doing a wonderful job of quickly disseminating information about what's happening so you can get on their list to be informed. And they also use the money that they collect as a nonprofit to help out libraries in trouble. So good organization, everylibrary.org.
Okay. Oh my, I remember my first library. My father took me when I was 4 or 5. I guess it was 4, and I don't remember. I think it was in San Francisco, and it was. Jeez, it was gigantic, and I think it was about he read a book for me, and I just wanted always to be surrounded by books.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, same experience, yes.
and she's so enthusiastic that she whispers about that. She too wants to be surrounded by books. Yeah.
Always, yes.
Yes. Okay.
I was so fortunate. My public library was between my home and my elementary school. So every day after school, I went to the library and dragged home as many books as I could carry.
Yes. Oh, I understand. I love that. Yes, yes. Okay. So, Linda, thank you very much for joining me. And I would, I appreciate your enthusiasm that is endless. I love that. I value it, and I'm proud, and I'm thrilled. So be helpful for the library, for a library, the library, libraries. Investigate literacy support group, and if you want to help people learn to read, help them with Placer Adult Library Service, and look on everylibrary.org. Linda, thank you very much.
And thank you for supporting Literacy Support Council.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure. See you later.